All right, good morning, everyone, again, and welcome to today's session. This is the ArtsCONNECT presenter pitch session for the FY25 grant cycle. We are recording the session. That recording just got started. So if you are needing to jump off at any point, you can do that. And also so that if folks who aren't able to join live today want to hear the pitches that those of you who are sharing are offering today, they can come visit the website at a later date and watch what we do here this morning. So welcome again. My name is Sarah Lewis. I use she and her pronouns. I'm the Program Director of Performing Arts and the Accessibility Coordinator at Mid-Atlantic Arts. I'm a white woman with very short brown hair, and today I'm wearing a blue button-down shirt with my home office in my background. I'm zooming in today from lands known as Baltimore, Maryland, and I want to acknowledge the legacy of the Piscataway and the Susquehannock peoples and the enduring presence of the Piscataway, the Lumbee, and the Eastern Band of Cherokee community members in Baltimore City today. So again, welcome to the ArtsCONNECT presenter pitch session. I'm here with my colleague, Sarah Tuné, who is the program specialist at Mid-Atlantic Arts. Today, we're going to hear directly from presenters in the Mid-Atlantic region, you all, about an artist or company that they plan to apply for ArtsCONNECT funding to support in the 2024-2025 cycle, otherwise known as FY25. So for today's webinar session, if you have a question, you can put it in the Q&A at the bottom of your screen. Live captioning is provided. We have Brooke here with us today. To turn on live captions, on the control bar of your Zoom screen, select More and then select Show Captions. And if you are presenting today, I invite you to speak a little bit slowly so that our captioner can make sure to get everything that you are saying. Throughout your ArtsCONNECT application process, if you are in need of accommodation at any time, please contact me, Sarah Lewis, at 410-539-6656, extension 110, or you can email slewis@midatlanticarts.org. Before we hear from presenters, which we're going to jump right into shortly, I want to give the briefest overview about the ArtsCONNECT program. I know many of you on the call today may be very familiar with the program, but if you're not, this will be just a surface level check-in about what this program is and how it works. We do have a recording of a webinar that goes over the program in detail on the program page on the website, and I invite you to check that out when when you're ready to learn more about what this program does if you don't already know. But for today, ArtsCONNECT is a presenter-led, consortium-based grant opportunity. It asks for 2 or more presenters from 2 or more states or jurisdictions at a minimum to partner to present the same artist or company. Presenters this year may submit a maximum of 1 ArtsCONNECT application each. This is a program change from past cycles. So just keep in mind that the maximum ArtsCONNECT application number is 1 this year. This program is funded through the National Endowment for the Arts Regional Engagement Program. It was formerly known as the Regional Touring Program. This funding provides funding to the regional arts organizations like Mid-Atlantic Arts to support touring and engagement across each respective RAO's states and regions. You can find out more about the REP program in the link going in the chat. This program is intended to support artist tours, through the Mid-Atlantic region and to support presenters' engagements of artists and communities. So here are some important dates for ArtsCONNECT. The last day to submit to the Projects in Development listing is Thursday, February 15th, 2024. The Projects in Development listing is a required step of the application process. The purpose for this step is to make sure that presenters across the region can take a look at what other presenters are planning to do. It's kind of like the purpose of this session here today, but unlike this session, which is optional, an additional opportunity to gather, potential support around a consortium. The projects in development listing is a required step. So make sure that you get your projects onto the listing by February 15th, excuse me. And that will be the first step in submitting your application. The final application deadline then is going to be Thursday, March 7th, 2024. And so that is the step where you are going into our Smart Simple system and completing a full application project. The project period for ArtsCONNECT supported engagements is July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2025. And you can contact me, Sarah Lewis, with any questions about the program. My email is slewis@midatlanticarts.org. So with that, we are going to move on to hearing from you all to share about the projects that you are planning to pitch. So I'm going to take 1 minute to make sure Sarah Tournay is able to post in the chat, and then we are going to get started. So the first person who will be pitching will be Kristen from Here Arts. So Kristen, if you can raise your hand and I will get you set up as a speaker. Oh, great, thank you. Just a moment. Hi, Kristen. You should be able to speak now. And so I invite you to go ahead and share. And for everyone watching, what we're going to be hearing today is about a 4-minute pitch from each presenter who has signed up to share a little bit about the project that they plan to submit for ArtsCONNECT. Presenters, as you share, I invite you to let people know if you already have a consortium of at least 2 folks formed, if you're looking for more to add to that, or if you're looking for your first partner, and a bit about the project, the artist that you are planning to work with. When you're done pitching, after 4 minutes, I will share the work sample that you have provided to me. So with that, Kristen, go ahead and take it away. Thank you.
Great. Good morning, everybody. Nice to be in space with you. I'm Kristen Martin. I'm the founding artistic director of Here Art Center. We have a residency program where we work with artists in all disciplines: theater, music, dance, puppetry, and media arts. And we have the wonderful duo of LeMay in residence with us. They've been with us actually for 5 years because of the COVID interruption times. LeMay includes Colombian-born Jimena Garnica and Japan native Shige Maria. They're a multidisciplinary duo that create collaborative works that are in all disciplines: sculpture, video, light, mixed media. And they also do contemporary performances, publications, and research projects. Oh, that's weird. I guess you guys don't see me, but I guess that's okay. We did a previous project with them and had a really wonderful experience, so wanted to bring them back for this new work. This new work is called A Meal. It's an interdisciplinary dance performance that is part ritual, part celebration, part laboratory, and part dinner. It will premiere in fall of 24 and be ready for tour in 25. It's a multi-sensorial live performance that's centering on food justice and environmental ethics issues. And it's a series of vignettes where the audience wanders through and they participate in eating, witnessing embodied performance by mythological creatures, and experiencing sound, video, and movement installations. In addition to Jimena and Shige, the LeMay Ensemble appears, as well as guest performers and composers. And we're collaborating with farmers, social justice activists, CSAs, and experimental food entrepreneurs to develop and make this work. We've done a series of encounters towards the growth of the work with those communities. And that is a core part of what this project is involving, and the way that the project's, the content of the project, the form of the project has all been in response to the work with those communities. For example, there's a whole series of conversations that Jimena and Shige had with food cart vendors here in New York City, and that text informs one whole section of the work. They recorded the interviews in all different languages, and they created these artistic food carts that come into the space, and food is cooked in front of the audience, and the audience eats from the carts. And there's a whole exposure to thinking about that. A lot of thought around where does your food come from and why we eat what we eat and how those rituals came to be and what the sharing of food means. So yeah, I think that those are the high points. In addition to the performance component, it will include panels and workshops, an online activation platform that's around the issues, and a process book. And the project is a recipient of a 2023 NEFA National Dance Project as well. And we also have an NPN Creation Fund grant and are partnering with 7 Stages in Atlanta for the next engagement of the work beyond the fall premiere at here. Thanks very much.
Thanks so much, Kristen. Let's take a look at this work sample. Great, thank you so much, Kristen. And next up, we will have Katie Tertel. If you can go ahead and raise your hand. Thank you, Katie, and thanks again, Kristen. And Kristen, my apologies. Earlier, I did not create the right opportunity for you to share screen. I think I'm set up now, but I'm very sorry that we were not able to see you. Katie, I'm glad we can see you, and please go ahead and take it away.
Great. Thank you so much for that introduction, Sarah. Like you said, my name is Katie Tertel, and I'm the artistic director of the Appalachian Chamber Music Festival based in Harpers Ferry, West Virginia. And I'm presenting today on behalf of the Contemporary American Theater Festival, also known as CATF, who will be the main presenter in this application for ArtsCONNECT. So I'm here to tell you about an amazing project called A Mother's Voice. It's a 30-minute multidisciplinary production created by the Irish musical collective Musici Ireland. And it highlights the story of survivors of mother and baby homes in Ireland, also sometimes known as the Magdalen Laundries. Essentially what that was, the last one actually closed in the 1990s, so it's still fairly recent, but women who became pregnant out of wedlock were involuntarily sent to these homes and were forced to give their children up for adoption. So this work was actually developed working directly with survivors of the mother and baby homes, whose stories you'll hear in the production. And many of these survivors were actually at the premiere of the work. So the work was premiered last year in January 2023 in Cork, Ireland at the Triskel Arts Centre. And in 2023, it also had a performance in the country of Luxembourg at the Rainy Days Festival. In 2024, it will see 8 performances around Ireland, as well as a cultural initiative between Ireland and Germany called Zeitgeist 24. It's going to be played in or performed in Germany in Frankfurt as well. So highlights of the work, it involves many different Irish creatives, including composers Linda and Irene Buckley, who have worked on a soundscape and a string composition that's part of the work, as well as artist Bridget Nadoon, who has created a installation that's part of the work, and lighting designer Owen McNinch, and the artistic director of the collective Musici Ireland, Beth McNinch, also performs in the work as a violist. It's a very immersive experience, and it shares, like I said, actual footage and recordings from the survivors, as well as a very powerful animation that's part of the project. And again, just to emphasize, it's a 30-minute show, and this has been performed as a standalone work as well as part of a festival atmosphere, so it works really well in multiple settings. And we're really excited to be bringing this to the Contemporary American Theater Festival in July of 2024. We've actually already started the visa process underway. So if there is any interest, if you want to informally reach out to us, just so we can include the date range of this summer, because not everything needs to be confirmed in order to start the visa process happening. And I just wanted to finish before you see a clip of the work, or a little clip about the work, with a quote from the director of the festival in Luxembourg, Catherine Kuntz, and this is what she has to say about A Mother's Voice. The work A Mother's Voice shines a light on a shameful part of recent Irish history regarding mother and baby homes. And the international interest this work has attracted goes to show the relevance and sensitivity in which the group treated such difficult subject matter. Musici Ireland are presenting unique productions centering on socially aware subject matters and using art to inform audiences about Irish history. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Katie. Let's see the work sample. Here we go.
I wasn't allowed to look or touch my flesh and blood. They left me in bits.
All right, thank you again, Katie. And pausing there after the 1 minute mark, but just so everyone knows, I will go ahead and send these links around to the registrants of this webinar, so you can take a look again and review the whole thing if you want to. So let's see. Next up, I would like to invite Yura Sapi to raise your hand, and we'll get you here in the webinar.
Hello, how is everyone? I'm gonna share screen quickly if that's possible. Okay, so I am Yura Sapi. It's so good to connect with you. And I'm sharing here on behalf of Liberarte. We have our artist in residence, Tambacum, Afro-Colombian music group from the Pacific coast of Colombia. And Liberarte is a 501c3 nonprofit based in New York and Jackson Heights, Queens. Our mission is to nurture artists, co-creating joyful and abundant futures in harmony with each other and Mother Earth. And Tambacum, this music group, is really helping us do this, doing this work of racial, social, and climate justice worldwide through the arts. So I'll share this presentation as well for folks to have, but you can kind of learn more about me and about the work we're doing. Tambacum is from Nuki Choco, which is, you can see in the photo over here, this beautiful biodiverse place with one of the most rainfall in the world. We have a farm work happening there. We're doing festival collaborations with the music group, and we've decided to bring them over to the US for a tour this upcoming year, because their work is really representative of what we're trying to do and share out with the rest of the world. So it's just such an honor to be able to be stewarding their arrival to the US. They're the winners of a national competition in 2021 in Colombia, a traditional and campesino music festival. First place winners. They've visited and traveled to Germany and have done tours around Colombia. And they also do a lot of work in Nuki because it's a very touristic place and has a lot of international travelers. Some of the workshops and community engagement opportunities we have include different classes. So music classes about tamborito and cumbancha, which is the specific music genres that they're performing, presenting, these ancestral genres that really have been around for 5 generations, and of course also tracing back to African descendant drumming and the indigenous Embera mix too of the region. So this is really an Afro-Indigenous group. So tamborito cumbancha music, voice, drums, instruments. There's also dance, a specific dance that comes with the tamborito music genre. Biche, which is an ancestral drink from fermented cane sugar. So really talking about biche, sharing about it, offering tastes of it, really thinking about the history and the current day aspect, because in Colombia there's also this shift in actually legalizing biche and making it patrimony of the African descendant community in Colombia. Cooking classes of Pacific Coast foods, drum making, and conversations and panel discussions about Colombia, really, you know, the opportunity to talk with people who know about the region and can talk about what's going on in English and in the US, and also have this opportunity to really hear from people who are living there now and can share their personal experience. So some of the tour dates information here. We're working on the P3 visa, so this visa for ancestral, unique, traditional music. They're perfect fit for it. The lawyers have let us know this is like really a great group. So we're looking at active dates from August 1st this year to July 31st next year, and we're currently heavily focused on really booking this first leg of the tour this year, and that'll be starting in August, with a few of the members coming to kind of do workshops and conversations, and then the full group of 10 coming in September for this Hispanic Heritage Month, Latinx Heritage Month time. And then we're also creating a tentative calendar for the whole year, really looking at what we can do for looking at the different legs, different areas of the country as well. And of course, fundraising, why we're here today too. So I think with that, I don't know if I have more time to share, but we do have a couple of presenters who've already expressed interest. We're kind of still in the working it out phase, so still looking for folks to come on board securely. And we're really open to, if you have a community that this music is for, which you'll get to see a clip in a second, we really want to make it work, because this is, you know, Spanish-speaking community, Afrocentric, diasporic communities, coastal communities, dancers, drummers, nature-centered communities. We really would love to bring their music here to your space.
Thanks,
So
Yura. Let's jump in and see the work sample.
Y bueno, esta noche vamos a disfrutar, vamos a gozarnos esto. Lo nuestro es de ustedes. ¿Listo? Muchas gracias. Esto fue lo que ella hizo cuando el novio se le fue. Arriba hacia una pared donde danza los colinos.
Soy oriundo del municipio de Nuquí, cerca al mar, al Pacífico chocuano.
Hago parte de la agrupación de músicas tradicionales Tambacún del Golfo de Tribugá. Fui el fundador de este proceso.
Mis padres son músicos, vivimos en un barrio bohemio donde existen todas estas cantadoras y cantadores de nuestras músicas, tanto de cumbancha y tamborito. En nuestra región son los dos.
All right, thanks again, Yura.
thank you.
Yeah. All right, next, Elena, from PS21. Can you raise your hand, please? Thank you. And Elena, when you're ready, take it away.
Thank you, Sarah, and hello, everyone. We are at PS21 in the Hudson Valley, 2 hours north of New York, and the piece I'm going to present to your attention is American choreographer Neta Yerushalmi. It's a work called Movement, and it premiered a couple of years ago. It's a full-length piece, about an hour long. That it's a dance theater piece that weaves quotations from about almost 100 citations from expansive range of different dance forms and genres, including folk dances, traditional dances, ceremonies, modern and contemporary dance, sports, contemporary life. It's kind of the work of theater that is a radical quilt of borrowed material. The piece, Movement, features a contemporary composer. It's a new score by a wonderful composer, Paula Matheson. It's performed by 7 dancers that hail from Korea, Senegal, Israel, Taiwan, and also across from the United States. It's really about how the meaning of dance is constructed. The fun part of it is that you can, even without being a dance specialist or dance presenter, there is so much there, from classical dance to modern dance, the idioms of yoga, Hollywood-like strutting that anybody can recognize. And the technique can be very much compared to sampling of music, where you use pre-recorded, an artist can use one or more previously recorded pieces of music, placing them in a different context to create something different. That's pretty much what I wanted to talk about this piece, what to say about this piece. And we are trying to bring it this summer. There is another presenter we already have, and we would be welcome to have anybody else on board. And I will just quickly finish, with Sarah's permission, my presentation with saying, and just wanting to mention to all the other presenters, that our season is summer, May through September, May through August, sorry. And another highlight that maybe worth mentioning, we will be bringing Tiago Rodriguez, Portuguese director, with the work called Catarina and the Beauty of Killing Fascists. If anybody is interested, please be in touch. Thanks.
Thanks, Elena, and feel free to put both of those projects in the projects in development listing as well, so presenters can get in touch with you that way. Knowing only one can, be an ArtsCONNECT submission, that can still be a tool for gathering presenting partners outside of the program. So let's take a look at this work sample. All right, thanks again, Elena. Next up, if I could please invite Adrian Goodwin to raise your hand. Wonderful. And Adrian, please take it away when you're ready.
Sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Adrienne Bryant Godwin. I'm the Director of Programming for George Mason University's two performing arts centers in Northern Virginia, just outside of DC, the Center for the Arts in Fairfax and the Hilton Performing Arts Center in Manassas. Our venues are both located on the ancestral lands of the Doeg people, and I use she, her pronouns. I am happy to be the lead presenter for the consortium that will bring Cirque Calabante next season. This is a Cirque company based in Montreal and led by Yamusa Bangura, who is a multidisciplinary artist originally from Guinea. He originally trained in the Nia Makala tradition of circus from West Africa, and then came to Canada in the early 2000s to perform with Cirque Eloise and Cirque du Soleil. He started to create his own work in Montreal in 2007, and in 2018, he opened his own studio, which offers classes in African dance, cirque, and drumming. So his whole mission is to promote the artistic traditions of Africa and facilitate a better understanding of Ghanaian culture using his performances as a form of cultural exchange. And you'll definitely see that in the production that will be touring, which is called Cirque en Afrique. This interweaves acrobatics, storytelling, music, and dance representative of Ghanaian culture. There's 6 to 7 acrobatic performers on stage, and there's also live Afro jazz being performed by a lead singer, a percussionist, saxophonist, and bassist. You'll see traditional African instruments like the kora, the djembe, and other instruments native to Guinea. And what I love about this production and just this company is that you get the technical virtuosity of a, modern North American cirque performance, which I know our audiences have come to know and love. So you get the daredevil flips and the leaps and the wow factor, but at the same time, audiences are exposed to a range of traditional African art forms, including live music, which is not as common in the current Cirque touring offerings. This is a company and a performance that's great for all ages. So in our presenter consortium, we're doing a variety of different community engagement ideas, including school time matinees, dance and drumming workshops, pre and post-performance discussions, both with the general public and also Q&As with student groups. Our consortium currently includes us, as well as the Moss Arts Center at Virginia Tech, the Stoller Center for the Arts at Stony Brook University, and the Ware Center at Millersville University. So we currently have 4 presenters already in the consortium located in 3 different states. So we don't technically need anyone else to join us, but we would certainly welcome anyone else that wanted to join the consortium at this point. The company is represented by IMG, by Thea Knowlton. I will put her information in the chat. They're touring with the current presenters in November of this year, but they do also have some dates available in April. And I just wanted to mention, if you're looking in the projects and development listing, this project currently isn't listed in there, but Sarah and I are working on getting that included. So in case you don't see it, yeah, thanks, Sarah. And I think that's it. So we can play the video now.
Great. Thank you, Adrienne. And yes, the projects and development listing will be updated again shortly after this session. So keep a lookout early next week for the most up-to-date projects and development listing. And let's take a look at this sample. All right, great. Next up, Chase Jackson, can I invite you to raise your hand? Thank you so much. And Chase, go ahead and get us going whenever you're ready.
Okay. Oh, I don't know why I'm not being seen. But anyway, all right. Well, hello, everybody. Oh, start my video. There you go. Thank you. Okay. All right. Hi, I'm Chase Jackson. I am the executive director for the Ocean City Arts Center in Ocean City, New Jersey. Just want to let everybody know that. That's in South Jersey, right next to Atlantic City. Oh, well, practically next to Atlantic City. We are interested in bringing in Bobby Sanabria, who is a 7-time Grammy nominee as a band leader, and he is also currently he's the co-artistic director of the Bronx Music Heritage Center and is part of the Jazz at Lincoln Center's Jazz Academy, as well as the Wheel Music Institute at Carnegie Hall. Bobby Sanabria is really well known as a percussionist, and especially in all types of diaspora rhythms. And that's one of the reasons that really attracted us to him, because we wanted to bring in someone who could do some residencies in our middle and high school, and even some of our community colleges here to do a drum residency. And with the exploration, he does a fabulous exploration of rhythms from diverse cultures. And so we want to present them for middle and high school and some college students as well. Then we plan to have a public concert with his group. He has a big band, but we want to bring in his smaller group, which is called Ascension. And I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Y'all forgive me if I do mess that up. We're looking at, I have no partners yet. Don't have any partners yet, so I'm looking for partners. We're looking at either Jazz Appreciation Month, April 2025, or we would consider, of course, based on his availability, and we would also consider earlier, meaning like October, during month. We also would like to have 1 or 2 partners, and let me see. Oh, his background, I wanted to say his background, having performed and recorded as both a drummer and a percussionist with every major figure. He was with Mario Bowser, and at the very beginning of his creating Afro-Cuban jazz. But he toured with Mario Bowser, Dizzy Gillespie, Ray Barretto, everybody. Candido. Don't know if anybody knows who Candido is. Yeah, he's great. Okay, anyway. He's really well known for every major figure in the history of Latin jazz, and he has an encyclopedic knowledge of both jazz and Latin music history. Makes him unique in his field. And I welcome any potential presenters with me. That's it for me. Take it away. Thank you.
Chase, let's see the work sample.
Ese es el bravo Mateo González en la pandereta puertorriqueña. Matthew González.
All right. Thanks again. Next up, Gary, can you please raise your hand? Gary V. Brands. from Penn State. Thank you. And Gary, take it away whenever you're ready.
I've unmuted and I've started my video, and hopefully we can all hear me now. So great, thanks. I'm Gary Vibrands, and I am in my final year. I'm retiring soon as the director of the Logan series, Music at Noon performances. We're a resident program at the Penn State campus located in Erie, Pennsylvania, called the Bear and College. And I'm here to just inform you of a collaborative project between the string quartet Ethel and the Taiwanese group A Moving Sound. My guess is more people would be familiar with Ethel. They've got a longer standing history and tradition of performance. And then with A Moving Sound, we do focus exclusively on the world of chamber music. And for us, this is a wonderful fit. It's a new project entitled The Wheel of Life. All of the compositions are originals by Scott Prairie, who is the bass player in A Moving Sound, featuring the instrumentals of Mia C, or sorry, the instrumentals of Ethel and the wordless vocals of Mia C, his wife, combining with percussion and traditional instruments of Taiwan, notably the erhu and the zhongrong. The music is a fusion of both composed and improvised styles, blending classical and contemporary string quartet technique with traditional Taiwanese cultural and folk elements, coupled with visual and dance elements as well. It's pretty spectacular, and the music is wonderful, unique, and incredibly energetic, tapping into the rhythm of life source. The groups, both of them, for me, this project was attractive because each of the groups have performed individually on our series, and we're coming up on a milestone year where we love to present. So a collaboration like this works really well for us. I've witnessed firsthand the type of outreach that each of the groups can do. They're very engaging, tap into the audiences of all ages, both in performance and in outreach, great with school kids. They've got the flexibility to either perform and fill a large space with sound reinforcement amplification, or to get into a smaller, more intimate space and do an all acoustic show. They're very flexible in any specific requests of the group. They have recorded a full album of this music, and I believe I've included the link on the projects and development listing. Due to the international nature of the program, the windows are a little bit limited. The preferred time would be March and April of 2025. There are some limited availabilities in the fall, if that's something that might interest you. We are looking for our first partner outside of Pennsylvania, and we would be willing to work with anyone in Pennsylvania too, and the more the merrier. So if anyone in the Mid-Atlantic geographic region is interested, we'd love to get in touch with you. A Moving Sound is represented by Bernstein artists, and Ethel is represented by Epstein Fox. They are currently working out the details of reciprocal bookings and everything else. So that's it. Thanks for the time this morning, Sarah.
All right, great. Thanks, Gary. Let's take a look at the work sample. All right, thanks again, Gary. Next up, we have Ben Pryor. If you can raise your hand. Thanks, Ben. And while Ben is getting into the space, I'll say after Ben, we have two more pitches to hear. I want to address a couple of questions we've gotten in the chat. So just one moment, Ben. The first question was whether a presenter could submit to both or to multiple ArtsConnect cohorts, like with multiple applications. And for this year, for our adjusted guidelines around submitting, we are asking presenters to stick to just one ArtsConnect application. So please don't submit in multiple cohorts. I will reach out to you after the eligibility round to see which one you want to actually be part of if you submit multiples, because we will only assess one application per presenter in this round. The other question that we had, the other question that we had was how folks can contact the presenters, and I can send around the presenter contact information with the work samples. I'll do that. And you can also find the presenter information in the projects and development listing. So with that, Ben, go ahead and take it away when you're ready.
Hello, hi everyone. My name is Ben Pryor. I use he, him pronouns. I am the programming director for Kelly Strayhorn Theater in what we today call Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, traditional ancestral and unceded lands of the Osage Nation. I am going to talk to you today about dance artist Jessie Factor, who has been based in Pittsburgh for a long time. And working with KST for quite a while. We are developing a new work with Jessie called Show Queen that's going to premiere in November of 2024. So we are looking for partners, don't have any yet for our consortium. So happy to talk to anyone about the work, about Jessie, about its development. I will say some things that are on screen with us here. A little bit about Jessie. Jessie spent a lot of time with the Graham Company, actually touring with them for many years, which has really informed his body of work. Factor's obsession with the cultural phenomenon of the diva figure provides an entry point to his original solo work. His growing repertoire centers and celebrates concepts of artifice, nostalgia, and cross-gender identification. His ongoing Martha Odyssey series, he's done a lot of work as a sort of caricature of Martha. Builds imaginative combinations of archival Graham movements and themes with popular music and takes delight in the dissonant intersections of these worlds. Other works such as Relic, Mommy Queerist, and Queen Kong embody impossible fusions, bridge cultural worlds, and play with concepts of the monstrous and sublime. Just a little bit more about Show Queen. Show Queen is an evening-length imaginative dance theater solo centering the codes and conventions of the Broadway diva as a queer icon. Through 3 interconnected dances with an emphasis on visual spectacle, Pittsburgh-based artist Jessie Factor navigates the memories of fantasizing to multiple original Broadway cast albums as a child. Conceived by Factor with longtime collaborators Andy Hasenflug and media artist Scott Andrews, Show Queen features original histories with elder queers, which frame the Broadway musicals as an important sense of identity, vulnerability, and empowerment. Through this performance featuring Factor's signature stark and sensual physicality, Andrews' otherworldly video projections, and Hasenflug's layered and pulsating grooves, Show Queen centers the Broadway musical and its fabulous divas that inhabit them as a cultural phenomenon enabling self-declaration and community connection. So again, in development, excited about the work. What else do I want to say? I think maybe that's it. Oh, it was an NDP finalist, and we will be putting in for that for another round, finalist last cycle. So fingers crossed on that. Come join us. Sarah, let's look at the work sample.
Sounds great. Thanks, Ben.
Does anyone? Does anyone? Does anyone? Does anyone? Does anyone? Still where? Still where? Does anyone? Still where? Still where? Still where? Still where? Does anyone?
All right. And Ben, thank you for your chat. That was a projection study from that work. Okay, next up. Melanie Moore, can I ask you to raise your hand? Thank you. And Melanie, when you're ready, please do go for it.
All right, good morning. I am Melanie Moore, the Director of CES at Frostburg State University in Western Maryland. And today I want to talk about a theatrical performance, The Vanishing Elephant from Cahoots and I. It is inspired by a true event in American theater history, where the great magician, Harry Houdini, made an elephant disappear. But this production is going to focus on the elephant. We meet her when she is called Janu, born in the 1900s in India. One day she is captured and forced to work. She learns the cruel ways of humans, but she also makes friends with an orphan boy called Apu. Then Janu is sold to the circus in America and renamed Jenny. She is a star but longs for freedom and her home in Bengal and her friend. Many years later, Houdini announces that he will make Jenny disappear. Now an old man, Apu travels to New York, and there on stage they meet again. Together, they vanish. The creative team is a global one, including artists from Northern Ireland, England, India, and France. At the helm is Cahoots and I, whose distinctive style combines magic and illusion with physical theater and original music. This is an ambitious project with a touring company of 12, large-scale design and live singing and exciting choreography. With life-sized war horse style puppetry, the baby elephant grows into her full adult size, all the while never losing her spirit. The production had its world premiere in October of 2023, presented by the New Victory Theater in New York City. It was a critic's pick by the New York Times, the review stating that this alluring spectacle, which aims to dazzle audiences ages 8 and older, make powerful statements about the rights of both animals and human beings. With its stunning visuals and magical wonder, this original production will inspire audiences to treat all beings with decency and respect. The Vanishing Elephant will tour in the spring of 2025, and we currently have 5 interested presenters, including FSU, in 3 states. So we may be able to accommodate one more, but we do have a good interest as everyone moves forward. And this is represented by Holden Arts.
All right, thank you, Melanie. Let's see the work sample.
On January 7th, in 1918, at the Hippodrome Theater in New York, the most famous man in the world of entertainment would make a 5-ton elephant vanish into thin air.
When I was a boy, I looked into the eyes of a small elephant and I saw all his pains and fears and it saw mine.
All right, thanks again, Melanie. And we have one more presenter to hear from today. So Debbie Shapiro, if you can raise your hand, please. And while we're getting Debbie set up, I welcome anybody to put questions in the chat or in the Q&A rather. We can spend a little bit more time today on the call talking through any ArtsConnect questions that you may have. And we'll do that just as soon as we hear from Debbie. And Debbie, take it away when you're ready.
Thank you. Okay, I think you can hear me and see me now. Yep. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. Great to be here with everyone, and thank you for sticking it to the end. Last but not least, my name is Debbie Shapiro. I'm coming to you today from Rowan University. I'm the artistic director of the Murray Rader presenting series here. We are based in Glassboro, New Jersey. It's southern New Jersey, not too far from Philadelphia. Also known as Lenape-Hocking, the unceded land of the Lenni Lenape Nation. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about Philadanco, which you may have heard of. They are a globally recognized modern dance company. I do not have any cohort partners yet, so I'd love to speak with anybody who may be interested. Philadanco is celebrated for its preservation of predominantly African-American traditions in dance, and they are working with a significant body of repertory touring works created by an endless roster of choreographers who are innovating within their form. They have deep roots in their local hometown community of Philadelphia. And they've really been very influential leaders in dance education and community outreach within the city. And one thing that's really special about this moment is the fact that Rowan University is so close, or 25 miles from Philadelphia, but there's never been a partnership between this institution of strong Black voices in dance just over the bridge and our somewhat suburban rural community at Rowan. So I'm very excited to be initiating this sort of long overdue partnership between us. While they tour actively around the globe and also have these roots in their hometown, it's funny that the sort of space in between the touring that happens in the domestic United States is a little bit less of their activity. So they welcome opportunities to tour venues, especially in the Mid-Atlantic region. I'm looking to bring them for a evening length work in October, just so you know, that's been their request. I'm not sure if that means that in the spring they'll be overseas. And the other thing I'd love to share is that they seem very open to talking about what type of program you might be looking for and how they can work with existing works to build a program together, which is not to say commissioning, that's a separate business, but I can share that Rowan is really encouraging me to find programming that deals with sustainability issues through performing artists and performing arts programming. So I'm looking at Philadanco's repertoire. I'm trying to figure out how we can pull out works that are shining a light on the beauty of the natural world, as well as bringing stories to the stage that reflect issues of justice and pulling together sort of climate justice theme of a program. So if that sounds exciting to you, the intersections of the legacy of this dance company, climate justice, and how those two things intersect, would love to talk. And I think that's probably, those are the talking points. We have a little bit of a scissor reel that they've just put on YouTube for 2024. Sarah's going to share.
Great, thanks, Debbie. We'll take a look at that work sample. Thanks again, Debbie. And thank you, everyone. That brings us to the end of our pitches for today. Again, I welcome you to put any questions you have in the Q&A section. We have a little bit more time here and we can get into those. If not, I do want to just run a few date reminders by you. I'll pull up our PowerPoints again here with those dates. Oh, or maybe I won't. Well, let me say them to you. So if you haven't submitted to the projects and development listing yet, that date to do so, we ask you to do that by February 15th. And please note that the final ArtsConnect submission date is March 7th, 2024. Check the projects and development listing for all of these projects, as well as many others that are coming together for ArtsConnect this year. And like I said, we'll have the most updated version of that projects and development listing updated and ready to go next week. So if you haven't yet submitted your project, or you have a few projects you'd like to see showing up on that projects and development listing, please go ahead and get those in ASAP. But you do have until February 15th as your final date. If you have feedback about ArtsConnect, especially about the move to one application per presenter, I'd be grateful to hear from you. You can email me or give me a call anytime. I'd love to talk. And if you have any questions as you put together your ArtsConnect application or need support with the application portal or anything at all, please don't hesitate to reach out. It was really great to be here with you all this morning. I'm not seeing any other questions. So, here's Sarah Tunay has put my contact information in the chat. Thank you. And please keep a lookout for the follow-up email, which will have all the links you saw today, as well as contact information for the presenters you heard from. Thank you, everyone, for being here, and please take care. I look forward to the ArtsConnect cycle this year. And thanks for your participation in today's session. Bye, everybody. Have a good day.
Bye. Thank you.